Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Learn Plan Profit. Hope that you guys are all having a good start to your morning. I'm going to start sharing my screen just so you guys can see exactly what it is that I have going on. But it should be an interesting day. Huge movement again over the weekend. If you guys didn't tune in for the Sunday stock talk, you know, huge. Let me go ahead and I'm just going to show you. I'm actually really surprised the overall market has began to recover. But overall, /CL/NG are still like absolutely killing it right now with current market conditions. So here we go. All right. So we're seeing a pullback on DWT right now. This is kind of what we got going on. So the news due to the attack, right, on the on not. Here, let me just go ahead and pull it up. On the Saudi oil outage, right? Or not the outage, but the Saudi oil like refinery, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what they call it. There's an attack, huge push up on crude oil, meaning that UWT, just like we expected, right? A lot of you guys were asking like, how did we know that it was going to be around 30%? Again, it's triple leverage, so being able to see the future up, the 10%. Made sense on why this could be very close to the 30%. So it has been recovered. It has been pulling back since, right? It's push, and it makes sense, right? It pushed up so much already. It's been holding for almost not 24 hours, but again, it's been holding for quite some time. You can see right now that we're getting some consolidation right here, so we might be making either higher highs. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be waiting out for. So we could potentially be making higher highs here, and if so, that's going to be in favor of UWT to continue that bullish pattern, or we're going to be getting rejected and be making lower lows here. So one quick second. Alrighty. So UWT just broke above 14.53 and then pulled back once again. There it goes, DWT. So I'm going to sell my position on DWT. I literally took one just so you guys can see right as around when the market opened. So I can click show trades. I'm going to click here. And you guys can see this was my overall entry with 5,000 shares. It wasn't a huge position. I saw the overall direction for crude oil potentially begin to change. So I went in with 5,000 shares. It wasn't too much. Again, I thought that the opportunity could present itself. I thought the opportunity was pretty solid. My entry point was probably one of the worst ones, right? So I'm going to click close out on this. Here it goes. I'll make this a little bit smaller so I can see your guys' messages. But what is going on, Pascal? Let's go green today. Yeah, I'm super happy for so many of our traders and how, first of all, I don't think anyone could have expected this, right? If you would have thought that crude oil would have been bullish, big picture, or natural gas be bullish, big picture, I 100% understand and respect that. One of the things that I simply want to remind you is like this news of like what caused this huge push up. Even if you got caught on the wrong side, I think it just expresses the importance of risk management. And I think as if you had a super successful day today, I want you to like celebrate it and yeah, I get that. Like I can't even imagine being up 30% in one day. Like for me, think about it. That would be about $30,000. I just want to remind you that there might be some people within the group that might be on the other side of that, right? That are not up 30%, that might be down 30%. And we all know that being red, especially 30%, that's a huge dollar amount that might not be the most encouraging. So because of that, I just want to send out that friendly reminder that, there's no reason to like gloat or anything to other people maybe within the chat, especially for those that are just getting started. I think if anything, like if you can go out of your way and try to assist those that try to empower the newer kind of members within our group and just reminding them that it's part of the game, and maybe we can just plan for a better trade next time. So screen, oh, so is my screen cloudy, or is that just you think his screen? So I'm up 30K, but that is not 30% because my account is. Oh, Pascal. I love this. I love this. Pascal is Pascal's been absolutely killing it. He's actually one of our first friends that we met up with in Germany. So, um, mine's fine. Okay, so my screen's fine then. It sounds good. All right, here we go. So we're getting a lot of consolidation on crude oil, and what do you guys think is going on here? Right. So we've been making lower lows. Right, we've been pulling back. Do you think that it's just going to consolidate here and then continue to rally? I At this point and how it played out last time, I think that it can. I think that it can continue to push up, and this is why I'm just looking for a way to get out on my DWT position. Oh, I didn't even show you, just so you guys could see. This is the DWT position. I literally just got in with the 5,000 shares. One order, one fill, no trading pre-market or anything like that. I just wanted you guys to see that it would have been super nice to have held DWT or you guys or JNUG over the weekend, but yeah, it didn't. I didn't hold it. I normally never hold anything overnight, so. But hey, I'm also not down a huge amount, so starting the week on a fresh start. But I know how it could feel, on both sides. When you're up a good amount, right, it feels good, but you also understand that there's always this form of luck when some news like this comes out and it's in your favor. I just want to remind you that, even if you can go out of your way once today to help out a member maybe that is not having such a green day, I think that could ultimately make you feel so much better about yourself and helping someone else out, not in need, but it just needs, that empowerment, at least in my eyes, right? We all know that, you can do very well. Yeah. So we're getting a lot of consolidation. I think I'm going to close out my position here. So here we go. So I'm looking at the bid and the ask for DWT. I'm just seeing if it breaks below 468. What's your thought on you guys? Pretty similar to my thought on what's it called? On how crude oil is performing right now. So again, nice push up. Began to sell off. Began to push up again. There's kind of these inconsistencies right now where it's been up for such a long time that it's almost just waiting to pull back, and we're also making lower highs. All I want to remind you is to keep in mind that it's cool that something went up, right? Or pushed up super aggressively. But at the end of the day, if you didn't benefit from that, I didn't benefit from the 30% push. I did, and I'm pretty much here just to see if something either continues to increase in price or begins to sell off. Do you get what I mean? So this is what we have to work with for those that didn't hold. And I think direction is super important. So if it's still not showing signs of growth, then maybe that's definitely something that we want to take into consideration on why to manage risk and stuff like that, right? Oh, I think we're about to get a push on crude oil. Yeah, I'm going to manage my risk here. So I sold at 467. I just saw there to be a potential maybe breakout for crude oil. I just know the volatility has been there. Just a little example, right? Where it consolidates for quite some time and then it just goes blink. Or what is the sound we make? Oh, bloop, right? And then bloop, right? So it consolidates for some time and then just goes bloop in favor of crude oil and there it goes, right? Making higher highs. So guac bloop, yeah. Just so you guys could see, still managed my risk under 0.5%, right? For my overall account. So $449 in the red, right? 2 orders, 1 buy, 1 sell. but we'll see where it goes. It kind of sucks. Definitely didn't want to start it off with this way, but let's be honest, there's a lot of margin for recovery, right? So I'm gonna get my UWT position ready. Let's see. I still think it might be a little early for me, right? To get in, so I'm just gonna get this and see kind of where we're at. It's definitely pushing up, but not a great deal. So we're still below the middle VWAP, right? And I just don't want to get caught at the very peak, kind of like I did for DWT. Do you guys kind of get what I mean? We got a nice push up right now on crude oil, but we're not seeing higher highs. And learning from my mistake on my first trade right now, maybe it's not the worst idea to wait for signs of growth, right? And not just when something begins to maybe push up, because then again, that could be ultimately the overall resistance. So I think one of two things, this is kind of what I'm waiting for right now. I think it's easier to be seen on crude oil, right? There's this pattern where it's pushing up, sells off, consolidates, right? Begins to create this reversal and then pushes up again. That's what I would like to see. Obviously, it would be very easy to, hey, there's a pattern and it continues with that pattern and I can trade it. But one of the other things that I'm seeing is potentially more recently, right? It sells off, tries to push up, gets rejected, sells off, tries to push up, gets rejected, sells off, tries to push up, get rejected, sells off, tries to push up, and ultimately get rejected. This is the first time that it's trying to do this since the market has opened. And there it goes. It's beginning to show signs of a potential resistance. We're not seeing the bloop anymore, right? An aggressive push. So, hey, maybe, oh, there it goes. 471 for DWT. Oh, there it goes. Potential rejection. Look at the MACD. Look at the RSI. Look at that. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see. I'm going to follow up with the other ones very quickly, just for all those that are trading like gold and stuff, right? So nice push up, continue to uptrend, sold off, and then it's been trading between the middle and bottom VWAP, right? Almost making these like lower lows and lower highs since it's peaked. So again, if you didn't partake in the big push, this is kind of what I have to go off of. So I would pretty much not ignore all this, but I would focus more on the direction, the low points and the high points, and it looks like it's been trying to sell off ever since. Recently, since right around 5 o'clock, it began to push up above the middle VWAP, but it's been making these like lower highs. You guys see that? So I still don't think the direction, in my honest opinion, is super clear on natural gas. I think as of right now, it is making these lower highs and stuff like that. So that's definitely something that I would take into consideration. And then going back to crude oil, I would say it's kind of indifferent right now. I don't know. It looks like it's trying to now sell off. So there it goes. Like DWT is right back around where I bought it at. So, but I still think that I played it safe. Where's Weston at? I think he's sleeping. He went to the gym pretty late last night. And I think he's just trying to catch up on some sleep. But we'll see. But look at this, right? When it begins to show signs that it's going to sell off, it then catches a support and tries to push up again. So where is Dingleberry Justin? Justin's been staying up pretty late, just working on a lot of the paperwork that we have going on, that just a little bit more stuff on the back end, but he's been staying really busy. But yeah. How much are you up? I'm not up. I just showed how much I was down on my one trade that I took, 1 day trade. Here it goes. Nice push once again. I'm gonna try to see what's going on here. What are you hitting at the gym today? It depends if we're green or if we're red. Now it's like probably just chest and stuff like that, right? Mondays. So how goes the house flipping? I was thinking of uploading maybe one of the videos of one of my house flips. It's pretty much going to be a recap video. So I think Michael just needs to finish up the edit, and I'll probably have that either up today or tomorrow. So how's the warehouse search? I have a huge goal for the warehouse search this week. So I'm very, very motivated to try to just get a warehouse, hopefully just by the end of this week. So I don't want to force anything, especially if it's not a good deal, but we need one, to say the least. We're going to need one. I like that, Matt. Bike day and leg day after trading. Nice. How was your weekend, Ricky? It was good. We were celebrating my buddy's birthday. We went to Vegas for those that follow me on Instagram. And it was a lot of fun. Met up with some friends. One of our friends that we met up with, we met a lot of people that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit and Technical Solutions. It's crazy. We met people from all over the world that are part of Learn, Plan, Profit. It's so crazy. Vegas has such unique people. I think it's so funny, but yeah. What's your opinion on Spotify? Oh, Shopify. We talked about this yesterday in our Sunday stock talk. I'm not too sure if you paid attention to it, but it was showing signs of an uptrend, but now it's shooting below the overall SMA line, and now it's been making these lower lows and lower highs. So I like that. Wow, that's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know if I even bought the domain Lady Day Trader, but the reason why is we have so many ladies within both flipping wheels and Learn, Plan, Profit that are absolutely killing it. We have a girl named Ceci, right? We have a girl named Acacia that absolutely kills it with buying and reselling cars. We have Ceci that is really good in that's been having almost consistent 1K days. It's so crazy for me to see, right? And it's just so cool to see that. It pretty much just shows that us dudes have to step it up. Okay, so Kartik, I think we have Danson that's set to DM him. Danson's very active within our chats, and I think he might have a recommendation for you for a platform outside of the US. Are you seeing anything in ES? Let me see. Do you guys love how and I knew this just has been happening so much. Do you guys love how there's a consistent pattern before the market opens, and as soon as the market opens, there's this period of consolidation where at least what I'm watching just doesn't move or doesn't show a true direction. So /ES still showing signs of growth. This is looking a little different than /NQ, no? I guess no. So it's almost back. I can't say it's almost back where it closed at, but it's definitely showing signs of growth in between the middle and top view up. I would say that this has been showing the most consistency right after maybe crude oil, but yeah. You should invite your best students from Learn, Plan, Profit and Flippin' Wheels and celebrate at the big party. Not bad. So how did you start flipping phones a couple of years ago? I think it might have just been an old phone that I had after I upgraded, and I sold it, and I saw that you can buy and sell, right? And then after that, I just started buying them and reselling. There's nothing special. I can't say that. Yeah. So P&L on the day in the open means what exactly? I'm confused. So yeah, let me go ahead and very quickly explain that I'm gonna set my alert here just so I can get alerted. I have my alert already on the support, but I want to see if we actually begin to make higher highs. So pretty much what this means is if I have an open position, meaning that like you could see my quantity of shares, I have nothing right now, right? So I sold everything. But if I were to have 100 shares, that would be that I have an open position on DWT. And my open position is from where I bought, regardless of the day, where I bought, even if it was 10 days ago, this will show me exactly what I'm up since I bought from the open. The day tells you the difference based off of the start of day. So sometimes like you'll see, and this is why I emphasize the importance of, I closing out my positions, right? And I show that I close out my positions because I can buy today. Let's say, I don't know how to explain it. Like I can buy, let's say today was a red day. I bought, but I held. And then tomorrow opens up 1% in the green. And then I sell tomorrow, right? Because yesterday tomorrow, the next, this is kind of like confusing to explain, but like once I then sell the next day, my P&L is only going to tell me what, on the day, which is from the start of day to when I sold. So the day is your profits, not your losses, right? No, this is a loss. This is $449. I lost this. I only took the 2 orders that you guys saw, and I bought and sold, and so the day is the difference of what your account experienced just today. If you day trade, then if you do not hold anything overnight, like me, right? Then the P&L on the day is what I go off of, right? For a lot of swing traders, then they'll watch the P&L on the open, and they'll always pay attention to what are they up overall as a whole. That's what I think would make most sense. You'll become more familiar with it once you begin to take more positions, and you see the difference. Your Robinhood account has it where it says P&L on the day and P&L on the open, and sometimes and another thing that can get a little confusing is if you're holding something and then add more to your position size the next day, and then your average purchase price changes and stuff like that. But altogether, over time, it'll begin to make more sense, but that's a very quick breakdown. So yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of hype behind the buying and the reselling of the phones. So yeah, P&L in the open is the total return, or P&L is the total return. P&L on the day is just, yeah. So the open is only gonna matter if like no one would know but yourself, really. If you close out your open position and you've held it for like 5 days, at the end of the day, you're gonna be the only one that knows like how much you were up and how much you were down. So for swing traders, sometimes it sucks because, but this is a perfect example. Let's say that I would have traded UWT. UWT, let's say I bought it on Friday. It's up 30% today. Let's say, right? It's up 30%, and let's say I traded it with $100,000. My account right now on the day would show that I'm up 30% or $30,000. But let's say that I wait until tomorrow, and then tomorrow UWT is down 1%. If I close out my position tomorrow, when I show the profit or loss, right, it's actually going to show a 1% loss on the P&L, when in reality I was up 30% today and then down 1% the next day. So I'm still up overall, but my P&L on the day is going to just show because I closed it out that day. It's kind of like, you can call a brokerage just to get a more clear explanation. They're probably better. Yeah, it's like a bank. It's like a money with a bank. But yeah, natural gas push. See a lot of you guys talking about this. Okay, nice push. Now we're actually making higher highs. But once you understand how to read P&L, it's very simple. Like, and you'll be able to see. There'll be some people when they're just getting started, especially with the Robinhood accounts, that like will just show like the P&L on the day and at the open and stuff. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you know how to read it and as long as it makes sense to you, right? And it's cool being able to see other people do well. Like, I like seeing it when it's obviously people that are part of our group, and even if they're not part of our group, but they did well and they're like, look what I did. I think it's great. At the end of the day, like, it doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit you, right? Just if someone's rubbing you the wrong way and you just don't like it, you could block them, ignore them, but at the end of the day, don't even waste your time like trying to like, oh, well, show me your overall opinion on it. Like, people are just gonna like just focus on yourself. You'll do good, and there's no like reason you should try to like gain from someone else's like loss, right? So I made 2 profits on you guys. Okay, nice. My open is $989. Yeah, I mean, you should be able to see the amount of shares you have and your average purchase price. This is the easiest way to put it. How many shares do you have? What is your average purchase price? And when you sell your position, where did you sell? Because that's what matters. So if you have 1,000 shares and your average purchase price is whatever, and then you sold at a certain price point, then you do the difference from where you bought of your average, right, and where you sold with the amount of shares that you had, and that's what you made. So that's all the P&L thing is trying to calculate. If you think about the overall P&L on the open. No, I've never tried to add that myself, but all right, here it goes. Do you guys see this? Trying to make higher highs maybe for UWT. Oh, look at this. Crude oil. Crude oil trying to push up. Just past 1K profit since I've joined Learn Plan Profit. Took me 9 months, but wow, that's so cool. Brendan, I'm just going to say it. 9 months into trading for myself, I was definitely not up $1,000. I was definitely down. So it's so amazing to see. Like, I wish I could take credit for it, but it's your discipline, your ability to like identify patterns, and you stepping up to the plate every day and or whenever it is that you trade and making it all happen. So congrats, happy to have you as a part of the team. Hopefully you can continue to kill it. Let's keep it consistent. Natural gas ripping it still. Here it goes. Okay, it became a little bit more on the overbought side, but yeah, definitely nice push. Do you guys see this? Beginning to push up, showing more signs of growth. Oh. And there it goes. It begins to pull back. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying to make things happen with these trades, but yeah, no, it's not looking too hot. Let's see. Okay, here he goes. Okay. Let me check something. Nice push, right? I think we all kind of saw this coming, right? Nice push. Ricky, what do you think about you guys? I think we just briefly brought it up, right? Nice push. I wouldn't try to trade against it, right? But looking based off of previous highs, just off of that, it does look overbought. I would kind of be like on high alert. Is this thing going to continue to push up and really begin to rally, or is this peaking out and then going to sell off? So then, do we wait for confirmation? So appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, /CL looking hot right now. I don't know. I was all for it, and then I just don't like how it's consistently pulling back. I don't know. I think I might miss out on this one. I want to be super, super selective today. I want to. I'm tired of, I'm upset that I ended last week in the red, right? It's a little bummy. It wasn't a very red day, but still, that's besides the point. Yeah, I know that there's going to be so much opportunity that's going to present itself just because of all this movement. I just don't want to get caught in the very early stage of a potential reversal and then be down. If I'm down another $500, I'm going to be down pretty much almost 1,000. And I don't know. I just don't want to start off that way. So trying to see kind of where we're going to be going from here. And there it goes, pulling back a little bit again. Yep. And there it goes, pulling back right to that EMA line, and I can see this thing making these lower lows. So yeah, it's with volatility and with easier ways to make money comes greater forms of risk, right? It comes hand in hand. I don't know of any very lucrative market that's guaranteed not risky at all and all that stuff, right? The more risky it becomes, potentially the more money you can make, but it comes with that very simple underlying risk, right? It's kind of I realized when I was in Vegas, it's it's a city built around nightlife and casino and gambling, and how easy I was learning more about the games. I've never been into gambling or anything like that, or any casinos, and seeing how I think it's called blackjack, right? Where you wait, is that it? What is it when you choose red or black? I don't know, right? That's not poker. I'm so bad. Yeah, I really don't know much about it, but it's it's so simple. It's you can take your money and you pick a color, red or black, 50-50. Roulette, yeah. And you can literally either double your money, that simple. Think about it, double your money, or you can lose it all. And it's so crazy. And we're trying to come up with a ways to outsmart it, but it's it's the very simple things that are pretty complicated, right? Yeah, the green gives the house advantage 100%. Because it's right when you think that you've found a working system, it doesn't go in your favor. The house always wins. Well, there's people that do very well with. I'm not here to promote or anything like that, but there's very few people, right? Just that do very well with gambling. So yeah, I'm not big on gambling, but I did lose money. I lost $250, but it was cool. It was I went in not thinking I was gonna make money. I went in okay with it. So yeah. That's so cool. You guys are much more know much more about it than I do. So and watch out for them. Yeah, we didn't get that much into it. So up 1.5% today, 2 trades. I like that. Sound like quality trades. Oh. So, kick question. When you lose 1K in one day, do you trade with 99K the next day and deposit 1K more to your account? No. My account still has margin and leverage. So if you're saying in the beginning of the month, if I first trade for the month, I start fresh, right, with 100K every single month. if I go below 100K, right, if I like take one red trade and I'm down like 2K, right, and then I'm at 98K, I hope you guys know that like I it's not about I'll base my percentage growth every day off of 100K because that's what I normally like trade with, but there's been multiple trades that you guys have seen me take within these live trading sessions that I'm in with $80,000 or that I'm in with 70,000, and even if I make 1,500, I'll still base my off of my percentage off of the 100K. So instead of saying that I'm actually up maybe 2%, just to keep it super simple and for everyone, like on YouTube, right? That's like, no, well, you trade with 100K, so you're not really, it's more confusing that I'm just like, I don't really care. I'm just here to share that I grew my account, or I'm just here to share that I lost, 2%, right? Whatever it is. I just feel like it's much more simple. So no, I don't deposit more to hope that I'm back at 100K. It's irrelevant to me. I know that I can get that back. My biggest focus is more on, and there's sometimes, right, that you guys have seen me take trades where I sometimes can take a trade of like 105K. So it might be a little bit more. But again, I still base my growth for that day off of simply the 100K. So. All right. 6:30. Do you guys see this? 6:30. As soon as the market opens, again, it was selling off, and guess what happens? It just begins to consolidate and then begins to formulate this reversal. Don't you guys just love how just the direction begins to change? Or if we just go through this like 30-minute of consolidation during these live trading sessions. So. Margin gives you 4 times leverage, to an extent, right? Not with ETFs. You don't get 4 times leverage with ETFs. So at least not the ones that I trade, especially not triple leverage. It will give you about, I think 10% of whatever your account balance is. It'll give you 10% more or something like that. Yeah, no, I do agree. Not everyone can, for all those that have like, paper trading accounts, I don't believe they can trade during pre-market hours. And a lot of people with like Robinhood and all that can only trade like 30 minutes before. So wow, Chris, holy smokes. That is an absurd amount of money. That's so nice. Congratulations. That is freaking insane. I like that. Shop? I saw Shop begin to sell off. Wow, it literally changed directions as soon as I probably stepped away from it. That's so crazy. Okay, Shop is definitely beginning to show signs of a nice push. Just watch out for the resistance, right? So yeah, it's pushing up, but how much more does it have to push up before it begins to pull back? So I'm up 44%, and you guys? What? I didn't even know you guys was up that much. Wait. Is it options? I don't see how. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. You've been holding it for a while. I think this would be, again, this is just me, and this is what I kind of want to leave it with. So congrats to everyone. I know a lot of people that have been holding UGAs, but it's also it wasn't the best, right? Because if you look at the 180-day chart, they were holding it as like it was selling off, right? So I can definitely see why, yeah, it's almost at a huge, yeah, even when it broke above the SMA line, look at that growth, right? So it definitely is possible, but I just want to remind you that when certain news comes out or when there's some form of hype, the market, in my opinion, when news comes out, always either overreacts or with either side. So if there's a sell-off, usually it sells off more than it probably should have. When something pushes up, usually it pushes up more than it normally should have. And then there's these pullbacks, or there's these like, pushes. So I'm just saying that due to this news and how much hype, right, and excitement, not at all, that's not the word that I meant, but how much momentum there is that drove the price up for you guys because of the news, it makes sense on why it could pull back. So I'm here to remind you, at the end of the day, you're the only person that can decide what to do with your trade. I'm just here to remind you that, hey, it's not the worst idea to lock in profits at any indication of a resistance. Even if you want to follow with a trailing stop loss, whatever it is, I'm just here. You invested in me, and I want to make sure that you lock in your profits when it makes sense. And I'm here to be that annoying reminder that I want you to like maximize and make as much money as you can. But again, the dollar amount that you're trading with right now is not what you could be trading with down the road. And yeah, if something is continuing to increase in price, then it makes sense on why you're holding it. But you also want to make sure that you don't give back majority of your profits. So I'm just here to remind you that, nothing wrong with having an exit plan, even when you are up a lot in the green, right? Sorry for being annoying. Sorry for being that, like, just a reminder, right? But yeah, I really, 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 I wish people, when I first got started, just reminded me to lock in profits more. So he's my best friend online. Sounds good. Most welcomed annoying reminder. Sounds good. Holy smokes, Chris. Here we go. Yeah, it looks like now, what are we doing? Pushing up more or pulling back? Still looks kind of bullish, right? It's still holding above the EMA line. So even if it does pull back a little bit, we're still staying true to this uptrend pattern. We didn't get the nice little bloop that I would have wanted, right, for all of you guys, but hey. There it goes. Do you own any long-term investments when it comes down to stocks? No, I've shared it before, where my long-term investments, right, would be viewed as like my real estate properties, and that's why I shared a little bit of that in the course. I wanted to provide a little bit of insight in areas that I've personally, I don't want to say I've done well in, but like I've done better than the average person, right? And I felt like real estate was definitely, I've never said that like I'm the best at real estate at all, or in any market, right? But I've always been okay with sharing what I felt like I did well and why I think it worked out that way. I feel like it's important to not just share your successes or your failures, but also your thought process behind something, because that's really what, justified the investment, right? Great for protecting your monies. I like that. Are you considering a real estate investment course? Not at all. I appreciate that, Dr. Jennifer, but we've been asked many, many times. I'm not passionate about real estate, right? Like, just imagine this. I wake up every day, Monday through Friday, at 6 in the morning, or when I was in Hawaii at 3:30 in the morning, because I really enjoy, like, it's not an inconvenience for me to just turn on the live stream to record my screen. I'm going to be trading every morning anyways, but it's because I enjoy it. So it's not an inconvenience. But if I had to begin to do something for real estate, I just cannot say that I would be the most passionate about it. And without that passion, then I don't think I'm going to be very creative. And I think the reason that we've done so well with trading in our channel is because when creativity kind of comes in. So never here to be the best, but there's so many amazing people when it comes down to real estate that are much more talented and knowledgeable than me. So I think I just have a very simple way in explaining things, and I try a lot of things, right, when it comes down to like real estate. So I feel like I'm able to share those experiences with you guys. But yeah, I would not consider coming out with one at all. Ricky, does your strategy work for FX pairs? I have no idea. I don't trade Forex. I've answered this question before about the best time to like buy a house, right? I think it's whenever the deal presents itself. So there's no question that right now it's definitely much more, right? If you're into real estate, it's much more of a seller's market right now. No one ever knows, right, when the crash is coming. And yeah, there's sessions, and then you can get signs of certain things with like the interest rate and how overbought the overall market can be. But at the end of the day, no one really knows. So I feel like it just makes, what's one way that you can set yourself up for success? If you are a deal hunter, only take advantage of good deals. And regardless of where that is within the recession curve or anything like that, if you focus on just getting good deals over time, big picture, I think that, I think that's what should be most important. So, love you, man. Please don't mumble. Shoot, I'm mumbling. I apologize. But yeah. Just been a little bit of a pullback on UWT, right? A little pullback for the boys. Well, I wouldn't say that supports are typically more are stronger than resistances. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. You know, I would say that whichever. Um, yeah, I've never had an occurrence like that where supports are stronger or resistance are stronger. It's um, I think it's really dependent on that specific trade or that specific stock. I think the more that it validates a resistance, the stronger it can become, and the more that it validates a support, um, the stronger that support becomes, because then people become more aware. There's just that psychology behind it, right? Like, oh, this is a support because it's bounced there multiple times, so more people are then willing to sell, right, and not or buy at that general area. So oh, Tic Tacs, I like that. Congrats. Uh, Natural gas rejected at 270. Okay, there it goes. Nice little double top. Appreciate that, Pascal. I know it. Well, hey, Serge, welcome to my world, right? Don't worry, you have time to make more money. Guys, I am not liking this. I really thought I wanted to trade crude oil today, but I'm like, pick a side. Direction is not clear, and I don't want to guesstimate which one's gonna go or continue to go up, or which one's gonna begin to, go down. So, go right, you guys. No, yeah. Let's just go for it, right? No. Um, oh, here it comes again. Oh, there goes crude oil. I don't like drip, but I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you. Just yeah. So it looks like altogether downward pattern, lower highs, and yeah, I don't really see higher highs here. So I'll set my alert for what it's worth. But yeah, and then there it goes. Do you think that market open is usually the best time to trade? I would say that market open is usually when there's the most volatility. Wouldn't say that that's the best time to trade. Let me ask you this. When is it, in your experience, the best time to trade? I think that we can all agree is when the opportunity presents itself. Is there a set time or schedule that an opportunity presents itself every single day? No. So there is no easy answer for that, because it is solely dependent on how you see value and when that setup then occurs. So that's the way that I would think about it. at least in my eyes. Yeah, no, I really like this. I really appreciate the question. So the question is like, what is my reason behind trading crude oil more now than trading natural gas? Um, I just have been wanting to avoid trading degas. Uh, I don't like the spread that degas has. Now it's actually a lot better, but degas, the spread between the ask and the bid, or the bid and the ask, has gotten smaller. But there's just times that the spread is like between like the bid and the ask is just so great that like I just don't like it, because the dollar amount that I trade with now, and there being a 20 to 30 cent spread, it was just like sometimes the spread was $1. And think about that. If I'm trading with $100,000 and there's $1 spread, like that's huge. That could be a couple $100 or a couple $1,000. If no, not thousand, since I can't buy that many shares. But when it was at like 200, so yeah. But that would definitely be one of the things that I have found to be less attractive about natural gas. But natural gas has been so bullish lately, and that's in favor of you guys. So I'm working with it. I felt like I was doing better with crude oil, but the past 2 weeks I have not. But I didn't want to like give up trading crude oil just because of like maybe not the best 2 weeks, right? But there's been a lot of news on both sides. So, and natural gas was in the very early stages of this overall reversal. So there's been a lot of activity within our market. So, to say the least. I always experience my biggest and quickest losses with degas. Yeah, and you kind of pick up on these kind of like signs, right? It's like, okay, well maybe then I should avoid trading degas, or maybe then I should avoid trading, you guys, or maybe you'll pick up on these things of like what you work well with and what you don't over time. Does it mean that degas isn't great for everyone? No, it just means that it just doesn't work for you. Just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean that it can't work for other people. You just are here to share your experience and maybe why, and let people make their own judgment off of that. So I was much more confident with 30K. With 100K, I don't know. I'm not trading with 200K, so I can't speak that it's going to be, or say that it's going to be any easier for me. But I could just say that, I don't know. It's like when you hit that 100K mark, it's those 1% movements are big, right? Because then it becomes gains and losses in the four figures. And it's either a hard pill to swallow or it's very exciting. And yeah, it can go either way. As soon as I began to trade with the 100K, I was doing amazing. I was having like my biggest days ever. I hit over a 5-figure day, right, with just trading. And it was so cool. But then I also hit one of my biggest losses shortly after, right? So I would say that it brings back a lot of the emotions from when I first started trading, right? Because of there's a learning curve. So, but again, it's not about giving up or even having that as an option. It's trying to build experience with it, build my confidence, and over time, I know I will become more comfortable with it. Everyone learns at different rates, and I just have to go with it. So. Yeah, I can't say that it is, that natural gas is. I don't know what you mean like by people say it's easier to trade natural. Like, who are these people? I don't know. I don't like. Test yourself, challenge yourself, try to identify a consistent pattern with natural gas and crude oil, and see which one is easier for you. Don't care about what other people say. It's good to just take it as, okay, I'll take that into consideration, but don't let them also put that bad idea. Just because also I trade crude oil more than I trade natural gas now does not mean that you should. Like, you should be empowered to be your own person and take your own risks and accept your own wins, and then also your own losses. So I would challenge yourself and test it. Yes. When is the next free live stream? I have a buddy who wants to check it out. If you're part of Learn Plan Profit and you ever want to invite anyone, they don't have to wait for the free live trading session. One of the things that you guys can do is if you guys ever have friends that are interested in joining our team, first of all, you guys should all know that you guys can all become affiliates, right? And if they want to test it out and see if they want to experience this, send me a direct message with their information and I'll send them a link for the next day's live trading session. That's simple. We have a lot of people within our group that are always referring, their friends, their followers, and make a couple extra $1,000 a month just with those referrals. And we obviously don't want you to, if you don't have a good experience with Learn Plan Profit, then obviously probably isn't going to be we don't want you to recommend it if it's not something that you see value in. But if you work well with the team and there's certain things that you think that can be in their benefit, then of course we'd love to have them as a part of the team if and only if they see value in it. So just shoot me a direct message with their info. We'll send them on over one of the live trading sessions, and then we can kind of go from there. All right. Looks like we're in the early stages of a potential reversal. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like I don't know what's going on right now. There's almost this it's kind of range where we're trading in right now, right? So it has pushed up here, but it didn't really hold, and it did push down here, but it didn't really hold, right? So we're kind of just in this almost consolidation phase, and if we step back, this is where the SMA line is at. So this could be an ultimate change of direction. We could then be making potentially lower lows if we continue to pull and sell off, or higher highs. Okay. The maturity and knowledge of the people in this group is amazing compared to the free groups. I often feel like that I'm this person. Oh, well, Randy, super happy to hear that. Well, super happy to hear that you're working well with our team. So, not about the the other groups, right? And I think it just comes with it's sad to say, right? But usually with free groups, because there is no paywall, anyone can get in there, trolls, anything, right? So the quality of information that is then being shared within that, people have less of an investment in the groups, have less of a commitment, and because of that, there's less of an effort. And it's sad. I wish it didn't have to be like that. I wish everyone could just treat it the same. But I think that's just how, when you pay to be as a part of a group, you're probably going to be more involved and more active. So I think it kind of just comes with the territory, but super happy that you're at least working well with this group. And yeah. Yes, no, I agree, Chris. Do you get a lot of trolls with your text number? Oh, of course. There's people that will text me they'll be funny, or they'll send huge messages. We just don't respond to them. I don't there'll be times that I respond. You guys have probably seen it, where someone will say something maybe passive aggressive in the comments, and then I'll respond with a witty response or something to slap them back into place. But normally I don't respond. If I'm not going to be funny, then I would rather just, if it's something to be offensive, then I just, at the end of the day, it's a YouTube comment, right? It's just someone behind a computer screen. So yeah. For all those that are asking about Learn Plan Profit 2.0, that's going to be a big focus for us this upcoming week. with our team, and we did a lot of planning about 2 weeks ago for it. So I'll be keeping you guys up to date on the exact dates, but it should be relatively pretty soon. We have a lot of things that we're working on right now, more on the back end stuff for one time profit. So once we figure all that out this week, we're planning out for the next couple of weeks to follow up with that. Albert, you cracked me up. I can't share that but I'm sure you can see it on my screen. Guys, I've been live for 1 hour and I still do not know where crude oil is heading. I'm sorry. So, the people enrolled in Learn Plan Profit 1 will automatically be enrolled in Learn Plan Profit 2. No, I'm gonna make you guys pay 3 times over now because no, of course it's gonna be. I always say the same jokes, and for those that are always watching me, are probably like, "Oh my God, here he goes again." It's like dad joke of the day, right? Here it goes, making lower lows. Yeah, you're gonna have access to it. That was one of my commitments to you guys, that I wanted you guys to have access to all the updates. So, yeah. All right, team. It looks like this thing is now beginning to sell off a little bit, right? So natural gas selling off. I'm just gonna do a quick recap on overall direction. I wish I could tell you a little bit more about the direction on crude oil, but your guess is as good as mine right now. I'm going to wait until I have an understanding, a little bit more of a clear understanding of its direction. Appreciate that. Thank you. Here it goes. And then right now, NQ overall market is still trying to recover. It's actually doing a really good job recovering. So it's still showing signs of growth, and there's kind of this very consistent pattern where the SMA line is almost acting as a support. So yeah, no, I've been live for a while. I do apologize, guys. I swear, I was really trying to. That's why I took my trade very early, hoping that I can be active. I love being active. I love trading during the streams. But then a perfect way why not to when I force it. Just so you guys can see, for those that tuned in late, one trade, right? You guys can see here, $449 of a loss, right? So about 0.5%. So, Aaron, even if they do ask you to open up a real account, you can open up a real account. You don't have to fund it. And if that just, like, I would try to call again and say that, no, I have a friend that has, we have Ismail. Ismail is one of the mods within, he's one of our team members. And he has a simulation trading account and he has no real account. And they still gave him, like, real-time quotes. So, yeah, I would just say that. Try it one more time. If they still say it, then open up a real account. It's free. You don't have to fund it. And then be like, okay, well, now give it to me. So that joke of the day goes to Ricky. Appreciate it. All right, guys. I really do appreciate your guys' time. I've been live for a little bit over an hour. I do apologize that it wasn't the most active live trading session. But I think that we can both agree that it's just best when the direction is not clear to just hold back a little bit. So really do appreciate you guys' time. I wish you guys an amazing and blessed Monday. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but for all those that are in the Phoenix area, I think it would be very interesting. It'd be something that I really want to get into. It's one of my latest posts. It's Homeless Healing Church, and it's pretty much this event that's actually, I think, going tonight on Monday, and it's going to be happening every single Monday night. It's something that I would like to be a little bit more a part of. And it's pretty much just giving back to those that are in need. And it's not necessarily just with donations, like anyone can donate money. But at least I would really, really, I think a huge area in my life is I would like to receive more fulfillment, not just by, being able to pay someone something or give someone something, but like be a part of like why someone feels better, right? So actually being in the streets and helping people out. So, I don't know, check it out, check out my story, and I think it would be something that would be very interesting for people to get into. for those that have the time, of course, right? Really do appreciate you guys' time. Wish you guys an amazing rest of your Monday. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.